Hello, we're Biscuiteers, the original hand-ice biscuit company. Each year we ice around 3 million biscuits by hand, and today we're going to be showing you how to ice our DIY date night kit. Inside the tin you'll find all the equipment you need: instructions, piping bag, icing sugar, red food colouring, a set of colourful decorations, and of course your 14 ready-baked chocolate heart biscuits. First, we need to make our line icing. Put the icing sugar in a bowl and stir in a couple of spoonfuls of water until the icing is quite thick, like toothpaste. Split the icing in two, putting a spoonful to one side, and when you're happy with the consistency, open up your icing bag, fold the bag down over your hand and spoon in the mixture. We want the bag to be about 2/3 full. You then need to take your bag, push the icing down to the closed end to get rid of any of the air pockets, and tie a knot in the open end of it. Trim a small amount off the tip of the bag ready for piping and trim the seam edge. This makes icing a lot easier. Put pressure on the end of the piping bag so that a small amount comes out of the tip, and then pinch the tip again to create a clean tip. Your piping bag is now ready to use. Take the remaining icing and stir in a couple more spoonfuls of water. This will make the icing thinner and it will be used as our flood icing. Once happy with the consistency, take your piping bag and fold it over one hand and pour the icing in. As before, get rid of the air pockets and tie a knot in the end of it. If you want to colour your icing, stir in a tiny amount of flood colouring, no more than the tip of a teaspoon. Remember, you can always add colour in, but you can't take it out. Now you're ready to decorate. Let's get started. If you want to cover your biscuit in icing, then first you need to create a wall with your line icing. That's the thicker one that we made earlier. Carefully pipe around the heart with the icing on whichever biscuits that you'd like to fill. Then get your other piping bag, which is filled with your flood icing, and pipe this to fill any shapes or decoration that you create. Whilst the biscuit is still wet, we are going to add our decoration. We've gone for our small sprinkles, large sprinkles, and some silver hearts. You then want to let your biscuit dry in the oven at about 50 degrees Celsius for around 30 minutes. And once dry, it's time to add some detail. We left the outside of the biscuit free so that we could add some line icing. In this case, we're using our darker pink line icing to add some large dots. To do this, squeeze your piping bag in the same place until you've reached the desired thickness of your dot and lift the piping bag up. Repeat this technique all around the outside of the biscuit, and there you have it. First design done. For our next design, we'll be using the same technique of line icing the walls and then flood icing in the middle, except this time we're using our line icing to go directly around the walls of the biscuit. We will then flood the biscuit with the same colour and decorate with large sprinkles and silver hearts. You can of course follow a different way of decorating and swap in and out the different decorations given in the kit. For this heart, we decorated around the outside as we wanted to use our line icing to create a design in the middle. We've added some smaller white dots around the top of the biscuit before writing "Love You" in the middle. You might be panicking about icing words. Just take your line icing slowly and don't push out too much icing. Just think of your piping bag like a pen and apply a small amount of pressure. And there we go, second biscuit done. On to our last design example. As said before, you don't have to copy this is just an idea of what we do. For this one, we are copying what we did with the first biscuit, piping around the inner edge of our biscuit and then flooding in the middle. Once you've added your decoration, don't forget to dry your icing in the oven before you start with the smaller details. For this one, we are adding two kinds of decoration, frills and dots. With your white line icing, you'll want to pipe frills just around the edge of the biscuit. It's the same with the dots and the words. Just carefully lift your piping bag up and draw the design like a pen. Once you've done your frills, we are adding some darker pink dots. Again, follow the outside of the design and slowly pipe. There's no rush here. And there we have it. Congratulations, you've iced 3 biscuits. Now you have 11 more to freestyle on. Happy icing, and don't forget to share your finished products with us using the hashtag Biscuiteers Magic.